Welcome to Star Aspect Designs, where we believe good design should feel like a deep breath and maybe turn a few heads while at it. Today we're touring a 3-bedroom charmer that's classic and all about timeless design, and also thoughtful flow and just the right amount of grandma would approve energy. Now this is a house that gives a nod to tradition with a little wink of modern mischief. It's a house that embraces the traditional sloping roof, an exposed sloping roof, with a mix of exterior rendered plaster and natural stone. Now this is the back of the house. With one of the bedrooms that you can see there. And then when we move to this side, you have the kitchen yard with the usual Dobby sink and the gas cage. And the kitchen yard gives you access to the backyard. And then this is the side of the house with the natural stone that I was talking about. And you should note this is zero-jointed grey stone with keys horizontally. So as I mentioned, you can easily do a very big variation of stonework design. This is the front of the house. Where you have your porch that has a flat roof, which then leads you into the house. So as you can see, it's sort of a nod to how I do my designs mostly, where I combine a flat roof with a sloping roof. But I find that it gives the best outcome in terms of how the house looks. So this is the main entrance right here. So this is the ArchiCAD model here. And I'm going to start with a bird's eye view of the house layout. Now, before you fall in love and start clearing your plot, let's talk land size. The smallest space that this beauty needs is 60 feet by 80 feet. That's just enough to breathe, park, and maybe swing your shamba tools around. Anything bigger is even better because you get more room for gardens, gazebos, or that legendary backyard goat you've always wanted. So anything bigger is better, but a 60 by 80 feet would be just sufficient. Now this is the house in totality. This was the entrance that you saw earlier with the porch and the main door. So once you enter the house, then you have your foyer there, and your lounge is right there. And as usual, as I always say, you want to provide a sizable lounge because I'm designing for my African people who like to entertain and host. So you can put an L-shaped sofa there, or you can even put a 3-seater and then an armchair on this side, and also a 3-seater can fit right there. And then once you get in to your left, and then you have your dining room, and then your open kitchen. And the open kitchen gives you access to this laundry area here, and then your pantry right there. And that door leads to the outside, to your kitchen yard and your backyard. And then when you get back here, then you enter the private areas of the house, where then you have one of the bedrooms there and the other bedroom there. Then this is your shared toilet. And down the corridor again, you have the master bedroom with the main bed space there and a walk-in closet there, and then ensuite, of course, with its own bathroom. So when we move into the individual spaces, so once you enter your door, then this is what you have. You have your entry foyer there, and I provided this space here where you can have storage, and also where you can sit and put on your shoes, and under here is drawers you can put shoes into, or also you can leave it open just to slide your shoes under there, and a coat hanging and bag hanging area. Then this is your lounge, very efficient and spacious, with your TV wall right there. And I should mention, of course, in my videos I focus mostly on natural light, so as you can see, you have very sufficient lighting in this lounge. And then when you enter here, then you have your dining area. And your dining area fits a 6-seater dining table and a console to that end there. And I always want to provide a sink nearby so that you don't have to go into the toilet to wash your hands. And also, during Corona times, we don't know when an epidemic would appear again. Not that I'm proclaiming anything, but you always want to be prepared. So now from the dining area, you get into the kitchen, and this is an open kitchen with a small breakfast counter right there. And then you have your gas cooker there, you have your sink there, and you have your fridge. As I always state, in the kitchen you always want a triangular flow. So from the fridge to the sink to the cooker and back to the fridge. So that triangular flow is very important. And then off the kitchen to this side here, you then have your laundry section. So that's your laundry area where you can have your washing machine under that counter. Or if you want a washing machine and dryer, you can also stack them together, or remove a cabinet altogether and have them side by side. And then off there you have your pantry. And your pantry can house your freezer, your chest freezer, and more cabinet for storage and some shelves. Then this door then leads you into the corridor that leads you to the bedrooms. Now at the corridor, you then have a space for a shoe rack, which is always essential. You always need to provide storage. And then this section here can also be a store for everyday items like soaps, tissue paper, all those items that you cannot store in the pantry together with food items. And then at this corridor, it then acts as a vestibule to now distribute you into the various rooms. Now this room here is the first room that has a 5x6 bed, and then those are the wardrobes there. And then off to this side, you then have another bedroom that can house 2 3x6 beds, and also you can have space for a reading table right there. And then here you have a bathroom that is shared between these 2 bedrooms here, and also acts as the cloakroom. Although I do realize this bathroom is very far from the lounge, so if money allows, then you can add a cloakroom somewhere at the front there. Then this door here leads into the master bedroom, and this is the master, where you have your main bed space. Then you also have this wall here where you can decide either to have a dresser, more storage, and a TV if you prefer, or have more cabinet space. And then here you have your closet. If this closet is not sufficient, as I've said, you can add more cabinet space right here. And then of course the master bedroom has its own bathroom, which is what you have here. Where you have your sink, toilet, and then your shower area right there. So that is the house. If we look at it again in totality, that is what you have. And now the house has a total square meters of 140, and it occupies 12 meters by 13.5 meters. So relatively, it's a small house, but sufficient enough for everything that you need. So that brings us to the end of this tour. A simple reminder: building your dream home doesn't have to start with a massive budget. Just smart choices, thoughtful design, and a bit of kujipanga. So if something in this design spoke to you, maybe the layout, maybe the finishes, or just the feeling it gave, the energy, we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, because as you know, every idea starts with a conversation. If there's anything you'd like to change, please let us know. If there's anything you give a big thumbs up to, it also wouldn't hurt to know. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, because I believe this can be a nudge for that friend who keeps saying, next year nitajenga. Thanks for watching, na kama kawaida, live large.